Oh, what's up, everybody? Once again, it's BrandMan Sean on a Saturday morning, and today is a celebration. I'm gonna tell you guys why in a quick second. But first, I gotta let you guys know the big topic for this video is ownership. A huge paradigm shift of how you guys think about ownership, not only owning your music, but your audience, and how a lot of people are missing out on an opportunity to create a better relationship with their fans. I promise you, and it's something everybody can use. I'm going to go through like one by one tactics. But first, why is this conversation happening in the first place, and why am I celebrating? I'm celebrating because, number one, I was mentioned in Inc. magazine, and that magazine is significant to me personally, and it's a pretty, well-respected magazine. It's pretty much a premier business magazine. And the biggest celebration on top of that is the fact that I get to share that with you guys. You guys are dope. I really appreciate the support over, the time that I've been doing videos. And the article is essentially really about this conversation that we're about to have. Before I get into that, I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys know, like, that magazine I was reading since I was like in 7th grade. My grandma had one of those kids come to her doorstep that was trying to sell a magazine. Y'all know those high school hustles where the school gives you, like, you're selling candies or you're selling all these weird gifts and things like that. Well, they were selling magazine subscriptions. She bought the subscription to that magazine, Fast Company, and a few others. And I just fell in love with business magazine since, because I don't know, I've always been inclined in that direction. So it's a personal significant thing to me as well. And it's super dope. Once again, super happy to share that with you guys. But bigger than that right now, what I want y'all to understand is the content on that article. I'm going to put it in the link description below because I want you guys to read it. Is really around ownership in a way that you guys can actually benefit from. So we talk so much about owning your music these days. Y'all think it's crazy when people sign away their masters, but people are still doing that so much when it comes to their fan base because they're only relying on social media. Only relying on social media, but you have to remember, you do not own these social media platforms. You are renting. And there's multiple different routes to go around that. We have Ryan Leslie with his super phone, but that's not accessible for everybody or not affordable for everybody. Then we have things like newsletters that are free. You don't have to have a website, first and foremost, for you guys who don't know, to have a newsletter. And it doesn't have to be a newsletter, by the way. Let's just call it an email list, because you don't have to necessarily be sending out, weekly or monthly emails. But let's call it an email list. If you get a platform like MailChimp, you can create an email list for free until you get to like 1,000 people on your email list. And on top of that, you will it'll give you like a link for people to log into your email list or sign up for your email list. You don't need a website. Now, why is this so important though? Now, when it comes to this article, right? The guy, he's kind of a speaker, keynote speaker. Shout out to Damon Brown. I appreciate you mentioning me. And you can think of a keynote speaker as an artist. That's you guys. He is essentially going around. Not only is he putting business content online, not only is he selling things, he has, whatever kind of products that he has. At the end of the day, he realized most of the people who are coming to his shows or his keynote speeches are people that are on his email list. He has plenty of social media followers, but the people who are coming to his shows are on his social media list. And how many times have we learned and talked about the fact that people who are your followers are not necessarily your fans, and your fans are the people who are going to support you, right? Whether it's for, out of like branding support, they just love you, or whether it's out of from a standpoint of, hey, you're just giving them that value and they see that value in you. But no, it doesn't matter why they're supporting you financially or whatever. The true fact is you have to figure out how to find who those people are, right? You don't necessarily have to be sending out a huge email list, but if you find people that are signing up for things, they're filtering through merch, but right, they buy your merch so you collect their email, or they are signing up for an email list where you just send out some exclusive content to it, or you at least send out premieres to it. Then you're finding out that these people are a little bit more interested. And these are the people you want to build deeper relationships with, right? Send them messages that the rest of the world might not ever know about. There's multiple ways we'll talk about this in the future, but I really want to drive down the reminder that the people who show up to your shows, at the beginning especially, when we're talking about indie and that grind, you guys need to find a way to get those people's emails, right? Whoever your fans are at those events, those people who are buying your merch, you guys need to figure out a way to, well, you should be collecting those emails at the same time, depending on if it's not online, if it's in person, still like say, hey, can I get your email, right? And collect all that and then start sending these people something every once in a while, some kind of value, or have a conversation. What do you think about this new track? Not, hey, listen to my new track. I got this music out, or I'm going to be in town. Like, that's something you can do every once in a while, of course, when it's relevant, but you really want to engage them, especially early on in your process, your feedback, your wins. Hey guys, I really appreciate you guys listening and buying merch. We hit 1,000 streams this week. We hit 2,000 streams this week. Just wanted to say thank you. That's it, right? I'm not even pushing anything on them. And just engage and keep them involved in the process, and maybe even every once in a while, especially if you identify people as like, your top listener, your top 5, 10, or whatever % listeners, like have a conversation with these folks, right? Do something a little bit deeper if interested. You don't have to be pushy about it, but just put it out there. Start that energy. You never know what'll happen. And the way this world works, you never know what the people that are supporting you have access to, right? You might know somebody who's a fan of your music. They don't have a big social following. They're just a regular consumer, but they like you. You build up a little reputation, and all of a sudden, their boyfriend's brother might actually be somebody that you can utilize. And they say, oh man, yeah, you need to do this. Well, I know somebody who owns a bar around town, whatever it is. There's so many scenarios that just come from engaging people. I promise you, shit that you could have never thought of yourself will happen. Like, people ask how sometimes I get interviews and things like that. It's not necessarily from me like hustling and making every interview happen. Like, I'm looking at this person, I'm targeting them, and I want to get them on the channel. Sometimes I'm just talking to one person who liked the channel or something like that, or I'm just talking to some random person in a gym or whatever, and it ends up snowballing into something else. And I'm like, oh snap! Of course, they're like, oh man, you have this. I would love to. I know somebody who does this. Would you like to talk to him? And I'm like, I'll check him out. And I'll check him out. And I'm like, oh snap, that person is like dope. Or I know who that person is already. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know what's gonna happen. That's like a rant this morning, but don't. I should have said this earlier. Dang, I hope the people who are watching at this point will get the value of it. Put in the comments if you're still watching at this point, because the biggest misnomer, I'm about to start saying this a lot, that people have when it comes to email lists especially, is people do not read email lists anymore. People do not read email lists anymore. Look at the stats on your Instagram. Go through your last few posts and look at how many people engage with your post, right? How many people liked it? Was it 10% of your followers? Was it 1% of your followers? Was it 20%, 30%? Look at your videos. Do the same breakdown. If you're somewhere between 10% and 30%, you're below what a lot of email lists get as far as openings. I'm telling you this. People say people don't read emails. No, everybody doesn't read emails, especially now there's a platform that has, blown up just like social media. The more people who get on social media, the less people are going to engage with it. But so many people are not utilizing it. I regularly, across all industries that I've worked in or worked with, have seen 30%, well, no, I'll start at 17% to 50% email open rates. I've known some to have consistently 20 to 30, consistently 30 to 50. And that's important because that's getting just as much of an open rate as many people's social media, and even more views and more engagement outside of the fact that you own that. So that click to open your email is far more valuable because this person is focused on what's in that email that's all owned by you. And you can control the entire narrative versus I see something, I might click, and then my intention is immediately going to something else. So think about that. This is just numbers now. People say people aren't reading emails, but I've seen very many email lists where the stats say otherwise. So don't discount having an email list, and you do not need a website for an email list. You can go to MailChimp, and I'm sure there's other platforms, but I personally use MailChimp probably because, I've been around in the startup community on the tech side that you know, those founders are in. But MailChimp, if you have up to 1,000 people on your email list, that's all free. They don't start charging until after that. And once you create an email list, you can just send people a link to go directly to the email list. It'll be like one small little landing page. It's almost like a one-pager website that's just your newsletter. That's all you need. You can start there, and you can put that link in your link tree, right? You can do a link tree in your Instagram, and then you can provide an email list, and you can promote that there's incentives to being a part of your email list, something like that. Or, and as I said, as you sell merch, collect it, put those people on your email list. As you have shows, hey, don't ask people for their Instagrams, but say, hey, you have an email too, and try to get the email, right? You don't have to get everybody. You don't need people's social media. You need their email. You can figure out how to get back in front of them if you have their email. You have their Instagram, like, let that be. There's some situation, obviously, you want people's Instagram, and if that's a real valid relationship, but you don't need to be out there following all your fans. Get their email address. Tell them to follow your Instagram, but you get their email address. Tell them to follow your newsletter or email list as well. But that's it. That's a long rant. This is probably my longest Saturday rant yet. Well, they're not even supposed to be rants, but this is one of my longest Saturday video off the phone yet. But I hope it was valuable. I would love to know you guys' thoughts. And once again, let me know if you guys made it to that point near the end of this video. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all for supporting me. And I'm in this Inc. magazine article. It's super dope. Something I'm proud and humbled by. Other than that, y'all have a great Saturday. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you like, you might as well share it. And if you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Have a great weekend.